Hello, my beautiful collective. Welcome or welcome back. And happy Halloween. I hope you have a wonderful time because it's my favorite time of year. So for today's pick a card, we are going to find out what your spirit guide, spirit team loves about you. And then we'll get some other information from the tarot, of course. This is going to be a heavily based guidance card reading. Minimal tarot cards, just an FYI. So for pile 1, your card of choice is ~A'ģ. Pile 2, you have ~Ūruz. And pile 3, you have ~Purtho. So my loves, take a second, see which card is calling to you, and I'll see you at your choice. Welcome, my beautiful pile 1 who chose ~A'ģ. And ~A'ģ, if we're gonna, I was gonna use this at the end, but however, Spirit's asking me to start with it. So it is a protection rune. It also deals with strength of will, of faith, of forging your own path, of knowing that you have some sort of like stability or support system, or that is you. So what I'm gathering here is this is you. In other words, that like willpower to and resilience, to be able to handle any situation. That is the first energy that's coming out about what Spirit loves about you, my friend, is your strength. Okay, let's get into it, pile 1. So first, we have faithful, 50s or older, and sense of humor. The first energies that I'm actually receiving here, besides the obvious of you being faithful and having a great sense of humor, your strength of will, etc. The 50s or older, I'm either getting how you're taking care of yourself, how you're aging, and for one instance, and or a sort of sense of wisdom or faith beyond your years, understanding beyond your years, hence where the sort of deep sort of humor comes from, because it comes from, I guess, a soul base of understanding and experience. That's sort of the feeling that I'm getting. So what I'm feeling that Spirit's saying to you about what they love about you is that, like I said, strength of will, your faith to whomever and whatever. It could be actually really faithful to the elderly community in general. It could be you bringing a sense of laughter and joy and play into environments or energies that feel a little lackluster. It could be a multitude of things. So this energy of strength, your faith, your humor, your care, your attention, your tenacity, your perseverance, all of that, you feel like a very, what would be the word? It's like you're the backbone of a community or a particular environment. There's a sense of leadership with you, of being able to be supported, comfort, protection, safety with you. That's beautiful. Okay, let's see what else we got. What else do they love? The warrior. How fitting. Talk about that strength energy too, right? I'll read both sides. Strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. This is all of you, my friend. This is exactly what they love about you. Shadow attributes. Trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. I feel like that's sort of like why you are the warrior, is to prevent these unethical principles and the indifference of suffering of others. You know, it's like you're a warrior for those energies, for those people, for that demographic, for whomever. And again, this strength of will, they literally said everything: strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will. And then, oh, look at that magical child. It says, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, exactly, the belief that everything is possible. Your shadow attribute, pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. I think this is sort of like what you do, like you remind people of that. It's like if you're gonna, not in an insensitive way, but it's sort of like if we allow ourselves to sort of wallow in our lower vibrational energies, if we don't initiate some sort of action, that is all what we will receive, you know? And I think, again, as I said, this strength of will, this discipline, this way of bringing sort of a sense of humor into something that's difficult, this unwavering faith. You know, there's this really beautiful amalgamation of magic and practicality. This is reminding me of one of the readings I did about what magic lays within. Something along those lines. I'm not sure which pile you chose, but there's an energy of that here within that reading too. Interesting. Okay, let's see what else we got. Look at this. Free from judgment, free to love. That's it. That's what you're trying to get people to. That is how you live. That is where you live from. Free from judgment, free to love. You know, if you allow that judgment to release from yourself, that unwavering faith, you know, you'll be free to love. Find the magic and the miracles within anything. To be able to conquer your ego. To find beauty in all. All of these beautiful energies. That's lovely. Let's see what else we got. ɑⵙια, if I'm saying that right. ɑsasya, excuse me. Joy. And, oh yeah, or uya, we have storms. This is, again, it's so beautifully fitting for you, my pawans. It's like you know how to bring the sense of humor, the sense of joy when things are turbulent, knowing when things are, you know, as the storm. Sometimes storms are really quiet, sometimes they're really loud and disruptive, you know? So there's this feeling here of understanding how to navigate the ebbs and flows of life, and of being able to have faith in whatever it is, and to infuse a sense of humor within life's obstacles, seeing the miracles and beauty within everything, conquering the ego, that you can get over these things. Again, that strength, excuse me, that toughness of will, elk energy. That's beautiful, Pawan. So what your spirit team loves about you is your faith, your maturity, your care, your sense of humor, your discipline, your strength, your toughness of will, your ability to see beauty in everything, the possibility for growth in all, freeing them from judgment, allowing them to feel love, to feel joy within whatever storms may appear in their life. That is what they love about you. I love it, Pawan. Let's get some tarot. We have the Tower. I'm telling you, this is so fitting. Like when the storms, you know, that strength, that warrior energy, it's so fitting. Temperance. Again, finding that balance within the turbulence, right? Finding the miracles within it, bringing that joy, having faith. The Moon. Lovely. It's like the, you know, allowing the unseen or the hidden emotions to be nurtured, to be supported, or for them to feel sort of cocooned or coddled in a sense of safety, like I said, and warmth, so that they have the ability, or the comfortability, I should say, to be able to live authentically. In like 3 major arcana, like right in a row, you know? 8 of Cups. And one more. Seven of Pentacles. Trying to get rid of the glare, sorry guys. Okay, my lovelies. So what I'm feeling here from Spirit, reiterating the messages that have already come out, again, of whenever shit hits the fan or things become extremely turbulent, you have this beautiful way of bringing people back to a sense of equilibrium. And that comes with a sense of safety for them to allow themselves to fully express what is the ailment or what's bothering them or what needs to be addressed or needs to be focused in on, what needs to possibly be walked away from, or walking, what do you need to walk towards. And generally speaking, this emotional release is what I'm getting, this Eight of Cups more feeling like, as opposed to that traditional sense of like walking away from something that wasn't the greatest. This feels like an emotional release, that letting go of the emotions for the plan, for the strategy to figure out how to navigate, like I said, being able to navigate this beautiful ebb and flow of life, the difficulties with the beauty, you know? And it just, quite literally, with these, especially with the three major arcana coming out right off the jump, it's like it's very strong energy. And this is sort of like the byproduct of what it does for people you engage with, your energies, etc. It's like it highlights for them what needs to be addressed and what the future plan is, how to strategize moving forward. It's really lovely. It's a great energy. Like very grounded and very practical. I love it. Let's see at the bottom of the deck. We have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, because I honestly don't feel like there's no overthinking for you. It's like there's no need to put that energy there. It's like the overthinking is not going to help you with the scenario. The situation is what it is. Now let's find a solution. Let's find the beauty in this. Let's work through this. Like I said, instead of wallowing or festering in the negative emotions. It's pretty awesome. Amazing. Let me see if there's anything else here on the board that I might be missing. Yeah, it's your ability to bring joy back into situations that feel turbulent, solutionless. You know, there's a sense of ease with you, a beautiful sense of always knowing that you'll be able to help in some way, in some way. Beautiful. Those are amazing messages, my collective part one. We're going to get your closing messages now, your guidance from Spirit. I'm asking, well, when I was shuffling for your pile, I was asking if there's anything extra Spirit wants to let us know or prepare for or to warn for. I don't feel like there's any sort of warning. That wasn't really my intention for this reading. So, however, it may show up. All right. So your first is perfect. The vessel. How fitting. Being able to hold that space, right? Again, like I was talking about that coddling, excuse me, and that cupping of some kind. Being able to hold in the energy, to give a safe space, you know, to be able to nurture, to be able to reform, to be able to give life back to, in a sense, you know, or give life to. However that transpires, that is what you are, my friend. You're a beautiful vessel of strength, of humor, of faith, of love, of joy. And you know how to do that dance, excuse me, of light and shadow. You work well in this third dimension. Or you navigate well. Let me put it that way. You navigate well in this third dimension. Okay, and your last card, the Runaway. How interesting. It says secrets, running from problems. And I think that's what you sort of readdress, like I said, to put the focus back in on. Like, what are you running away from? And or is it necessary to get away from the problem? You know, but again, how are we looking and handling the solution? What is the secret behind it? What is that miracle? Have we locked ourselves in the cage? Is the cage door open? Are we afraid to step out? You know, like there's all of that. You just hold space for people to be able to feel safe enough like I said, to live authentically. And your energy automatically, as is, helps facilitate that within the energies you exchange with. All my beautiful collective of pile 1, I hope that those messages were helpful and brought you a smile to your face, knowing that your spirit team loves this about you. I also love this about you. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time, my lovelies. Ciao. Welcome, my beautiful pile 2s who chose Euros. So, my lovely, you have the first energy that is coming out for you about what your spirit team or guides love about you. Talks about your perseverance, also your strength. It's a very protective energy also. It's very similar to pile 1's, but obviously different. And it's talking about your innate sense of power, your courage, your ability to stand up, to protect, even in a sense sort of sacrificially, you know, to stand up for the less fortunate or less whatever in any way. There is that type of energy, very protective. Very interesting. Cool. I love that. So that's the first energy that they love about you. Let's see what we got, pile 2. We have tall. Okay. Problem solver. Fair enough. And full body. Interesting. The interesting thing about what I'm feeling here, more so specifically than you possibly being tall, you possibly being full-bodied, regardless of that kind of obviousness, there's a feeling of you're not afraid to take on big orders, like tall orders or tall problems, big problems. That's the feeling I'm getting. I'm also getting a healthy sense of living and vitality and enjoyment of life, of seeing different perspectives, being able to see above certain situations or through them, is what I just heard. I feel like there's a possibility of you having a fairly broad or stocky build. You don't have to be stocky, but like broad in frame. And or you either build or bulk up very easily, like muscle-wise. And excuse me, Spirit's also saying not just like physically, but like mentally. You might learn really quickly is what I'm getting at. Quick-witted. It's interesting, like I'm getting like the wording they're giving me is like a quirky popularity. It's like your popularity from people or energetically is because you're kind of different. You're kind of the oddball. Very loyal, very kind. And I'm feeling and seeing kind eyes and a small smile. Like I don't feel like your smile is, again, obviously you smile in multiple different ways, but I'm saying like generally like it's not like a full teeth smile. It's like almost the corners of the mouth, smirks almost. Cute. It's cute. Okay, wow, pile 1. Excuse me, pile 2. I love it. Let's see what else we got. What else does Spirit love about you? The Destroyer. Yeah, very similar energies to pile 1. Light attributes, releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. Again, there's problem solver energy. Shadow attributes, intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential. I actually don't feel that you're a destroyer of other people's dreams. I think you're actually intoxicated to making sure people are not using destructive power. It's like that's what you're drawn to. It's like if somebody's trying to misuse or bully somebody, you're like coming in there freaking horns ready. You're like, oh hells no, you're not doing that. You're not destroying the potential of this. You know, like that's the energy that I'm feeling here. You're a destroyer of destroyers when it's unnecessary, you know? And again, you understand part of this problem solver energy, right? Of when it's appropriate or necessary to release, you know, potentially destructive things that will not be aiding in the future development of whatever it is that is wanted, you know? Beautiful. And then you have the beggar. Confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. And that's what I love about this. Awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. And I think this is where like that, what I was feeling like the intoxication for you to combat that comes heavily from this energy. The shadow, dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. I don't feel any of that shadow attribute within you, my lovelies. To be honest, like not even a little bit. However, it could be the other way around. Like there could be a dependency on your energy, and there are some times where you have to let go and destroy for the benefit of that particular soul, because obviously spoon feeding for too long or being somebody's crutch is not in the long term really going to be helpful for that development of that soul or energy, regardless of how much we might want to be there. So there is that feeling here, but again, you being this beautiful energy of being able to problem solve with ease is what I'm getting at, even though it may not feel that way, but it comes naturally to you is what I'm getting at, or what Spirit's getting at with you. So they love this about you. They love that you're able to understand the necessity of when things need to be destroyed, when things need to be nourished, when things need to be looking above it, when emotions need to be removed, when things just need to get done. You know? Lovely. Look at that. She feels, she knows. That's right. Like, that's exactly it, my collective of Pal 2. That's it. You feel and you know when it's right, when it's necessary, how to awaken, how to confront, how to resolve. Love it. Then you have Mawa Lisa, cosmic power. That's beautiful. That duality of moon and sun, masculine and feminine, light and dark, you know, of finding that cosmic power that's within you, that ability to be able to solve your own issues, so to speak, to be your own protector, to be your own love too, you know? It's also to be seen, to stop doubting yourself, to like I said, it's not like I said, like the card said, excuse me, awakens the spiritual authority of humility. That's what this is, that cosmic power of compassion and that self-esteem. It's beautiful. I feel like this is your energy, my love. Like you have this beautiful cosmic power. She feels, she knows. She allows all of this to happen. And then Mami Wata, naked. Look at this, naked vulnerability, naked truth. You know, that is what you allow people to do, is to come or to feel fully comfortable within their nakedness, however that is, part of that problem solver. Maybe you're just also very comfortable with your own physical expression, quite literally physical expression, you know, and very embracing of the differences for some, as an example. But what I'm really getting at here, my lovely, of this power and this bull and this protector energy, this problem solver, this reminder of your cosmic energy, of the actual naked truth of you, is this beautiful cosmic love, this cosmic power. So your main energy of what I'm feeling, Spirit's talking about what they love about you, like I said, your ability to take on large projects, large energies, to be able to destroy or repair, to feel and know how to move, to remind and honor, and to accept or to allow other people to accept who they are fully through the expression that you are. It's freaking beautiful. I love that. Okay, let's get into your tarot pile 2. Oh, that's fast. We have the Six of Swords that came out in the reverse. King of Swords. Sorry, guys. There's an interesting feeling here of, like what I'm getting from you is your essence is sort of like a reminder that you can't run away from yourself. Like that's the feeling that I'm getting here. If you don't approach yourself or the situation or whatever the case is in your life with a sense of truth and clarity and not hiding away from the self, then the solutions come. But if we continue to hide and beg or rely too heavily on something else or someone else, then that ability or strength or skill seems to, elude us somehow. And you're like, nah, my friend, you have that full power with that sun. That cosmic power, that Lisa energy is the actual sun energy, and the Mawa is the moon. So, and 𝗏1 also had moon in the center card, which is very interesting. I really do feel like there's a connection between you and 𝗏1. However, this is what I'm getting at here. It's like you can't run away from yourself without the truth. You have to shed light on whatever it is that is the issue. We cannot avoid it. We can't shut our eyes to it, or else it can easily destroy us if we're not prepared or ready to handle. Hence this power and strength and courage of this Iru's energy. Yeah. King of Wands. And strength. So interesting, pile 2. So as I was saying here, like, you have to shed this light on so that you can step into your own personal power, your own creativity, your own sense of knowing, your own sense of strength, of understanding that you have a whole support system around you if you allow yourself to tap into what the issue is. Find the clarity. Don't run away from it. It doesn't feel that that's what you want, that you do, but you embody this energy for people to follow. You give this type of advice. Again, live and speak and breathe through this sort of vibration. It's a feeling, Spirit saying, like, that you allow them to conquer their own strength, to conquer their own power. That is what you do. I love it. I love it, Paltu. It's so lovely. Bottom of the deck energy, King of Cups. Look at all these core card energies. King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Cups. 3 kings here, my lovely. Like, again, this beautifully balanced, sort of like a masculine energy when it comes to, like, the doing, this problem solver type of energy, emotionally grounded and balanced, emotionally intelligent, strategically thinking, clear in your thought, ready for a direct action, passionate towards that beginning or resolution. It's like you have all those right ingredients for people to be able to successfully overcome a particular problem. Hence why you are the problem solver, my love. That makes absolute sense, It's beautiful. Amazing. So let me take up, these are going to be your guidance cards, your last cards. Let's see if there's anything that I might have not said that I'm seeing here. They're bringing me to this naked vulnerability over here, and there is talking about a sort of like a body acceptance, self-acceptance, of accepting where you are now in whatever phase of maturing you're in. There's a beauty in that. Like I talked about, like, aging gracefully. I may have said that in 𝗏1, but you never know. Like, I'm telling you, there's definitely an overlap between you and 𝗏1. Yeah, and this main energy confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival. It's a necessity. That's what this is here. It's a necessity for you to be able to navigate in this third dimension, is to learn how to be a good problem solver in your own life. And I think you do that in spades, and you show people how to do that by your full self-expression. It's awesome. Okay, your closing messages, my pile 2. I was asking Spirit if there's anything extra they wanted to share with us, anything that they wanted to prep you for or to warn you of. However, we'll see how these play out. First one out. The Village. How beautiful. And this energy for me is making me feel in particular about community, about building a strong village, about each individual, if they are strong alone, the community is much better, of being that helping hand, of being that person that they can come to help solve some of their issues, for them to strengthen their own resolve, for them to further their own personal growth and strength and development and willpower, confidence, courage, etc. You have, like I said, you either are the main support of a community. Again, I may have said this in part 1, but it feels the same, a main pillar of a community, or this community around you is so beautiful and harmonically, matched to you, that it's just this beautiful resonance. It's a very welcomed energy from both parties is what I'm getting. All parties. Then you have the hunter. Sure-footedness, exactly what you are, and predestination. And that's what this is. Your predestination, your energy is for them to find their own strength. That empowerment at the physical level, in this third dimension, as you're balancing out this light and shadow, this masculine, feminine energy, feeling and knowing, showing and expressing. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness, pal. 2, I hope that was helpful. I am sending you so much love. And I hope this brought a smile to your face, because it brought a smile to mine. I love this about you also. I am sending you so much love. Please keep on in your lives. Ciao. Welcome, my beautiful collective of pile 3, who chose the 𝗏 card, which stands for initiation. It also stands for destiny, fate, risk, the inevitability. It also stands for empathy, alternative ways of thinking, alternative cultures, ways of living, etc. Very cool. So those are the first energies of what Spirit loves about you, is your openness, your willingness to surrender to destiny, to fate, to the unknown, possibly. Cool. Let's see what we got here. Pile 3, self-employed. Performing arts. '40s. Oh, I think this is my pile 2, pile 3. So, obviously, besides the obvious, you could very well be self-employed, involved in the performing arts, and you could be within your 40s, approaching your 40s. What I'm getting here with the initiation and the destiny and fate, especially when it comes to like the risk factor, the inevitability of without risk not being able to, take advantage of your dreams or make them into a reality. And that sort of performing arts is technically self-employed, generally speaking. Most of it, this is definitely my world of understanding anyways, so it's creating your own wealth, it's creating in general, it's your living expression of your soul's resonance. So whatever type of performance art you might do, and I really do think this is a little bit more specific, like it's more specifically geared to the arts. It's not like a variation, is what I'm feeling here. Like all types of singing, all types of musicians, all types of dancers, all types of visual artists, that including digital. So it feels more specifically like very creative based, very entrepreneurial, of course. Yeah, but I feel like Spirit's just saying like they're really happy that you've taken that risk to live that route, to live the artist's life, to be that risk taker, to be unsure of where that next step is sometimes, to allow other cultures and other experiences, to color your own performances, your own artistic expression, your own creative ideas and imagination. That's beautiful. All right, let's see what else we got. Queen, you got it. Radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. And then we have shadow attributes, becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. This is interesting, pile 3. They're bringing me more specifically to the shadow attributes, and they're referencing your... let me put it this way. It's not a lack of respect for authority. It's just sort of like the way that you would like to be, how would I word this? For somebody to take control of you, let's say, for example, if they're like leading, there's a certain energy that you require, or a certain expertise, or certain know-how, or a certain command. Let me put it that way, of the room, of whatever. And it feels like if there is not enough respect level when it comes to whomever might be in that authority role, that's when you'll have the issue. And that's where it's like you are that queen. So it's like it makes sense why you'd be self-employed. It 100% makes sense. So it doesn't mean that you can't work with people and that you haven't, but it's just like it's very clear about, your aversion to certain types of authority, especially when it comes to creative expressions. It's a little too stifling or a little too structured for that creativity to truly flow, or for your natural essence to be, I don't know what it is, like received well or fully honored in its full expression. And especially being in that regal feminine energy with that queen, it's like knowing when to be still and when to be the leader, so to speak. That's beautiful. And then you have the saboteur. Interesting. It says highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. That's exactly it. That's what I was feeling with the shadow attributes. It's like it's highlighting your fear of self-empowerment. And that's what all of this is self-employment. You being your own queen, you being your own master, taking risks, following destiny, fate, the flow. Shadow attributes introduces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. Again, I don't feel like it's you undermining anybody. It comes back to the shadow attributes of the reason why you're probably self-employed. It's that arrogance when authority is challenged. It's not your arrogance. I just feel like there is an arrogance that comes out with other people when their authority is challenged, and it becomes controlling and demanding because of that threat of power, so to speak. And that's what I'm getting at. And I think that you stand up for those people who are possibly in dynamics or personalities that are more susceptible to like predator prey type of energy. It's like you're not going to come in and sabotage any of that. That's one energy that I'm getting. The second here is that if and when, because we all do have them, having those sabotaging or self-sabotaging moments when you're being in this creative energy, spirits just like they really like how you can come back to sort of balance and come back into your power and recognize when you have been self-sabotaging because of whatever the case is going on. So it feels like you're able to regulate really well, or recalibrate the energies once they have sort of tipped off in too much of one direction. Very cool. Let's see what else we got. Look at this. Faith in the process. That is you all over the place. That is a performer all over the place. That is Perthro all over the place. Faith in the process. That destiny, that fate, that risk. That understanding, that truth. And acknowledging your own personal process. That's, I think, also what Spirit loves about you. It's like you have learned, I'm going to say, have learned to not judge your particular journey so harshly. That's what I'm getting. And I think that's the reason why this saboteur energy is still here. And it's sort of like a respect. It's like you've already been through that sort of, I don't know, self-drama, of doubting and fear and whatever the case. And you have still honored and had faith in your process as you move forward with in the unknown. I love it. I love it, Pal 3. Then we have I set, pure, perfect, like surrender. That's exactly it. It's faith in the process, surrendering to the process, surrendering to the now, surrendering to the creative process, surrendering to your own power, highlighting those fears of self-empowerment so that you can still continue to have it, like just deep surrender and trust. That's so lovely. Oh, look at this, trusting in the intuition. How beautiful, right? Surrendering to the intuition, surrendering to the faith, surrendering to the risk, the destiny, the fate, like whatever, however your life is being played out right now by you. It feels like there's a very strong energy and focus in the creative arts or in the performing arts. You very well could be self-employed or have a side business. Your energy is very strong. It feels feminine dominant, but a very healthy masculine energy within it. There's this beautiful sense of like rebirthing oneself through the creative projects. It's almost a feeling like, if somebody were to take a really difficult situation or traumatic event, and everybody naturally has a different process of healing, right? But and depending on the severity of the trauma, but just generally speaking, follow with me or part three. Generally speaking, like if they have a particular trauma, it's sort of like how do they end up dealing with that trauma? Some people take months, years, some people don't ever get over it. And this particular energy for me feels like through these particular projects, creative ideas, and self expression, you end up cycling through things much quicker than most people do because of this particular outlet of this emotional release you get, this sort of psychic release too. And I think that's part of this deep knowing and deep understanding and deep surrender of your intuition to trust in this process for you. Because it has, when you have trusted it, it has led you exactly where you needed to go without even looking where you're stepping. And I think that's what Spirit really, really loves about you, that you really do honor the process. Even when you stumble, you still have faith in it. You don't, like reprimand the situation or the people so heavily anymore. It's sort of like, okay, I see you. I tripped. I tripped. Nobody trips me. So that's kind of the feeling I'm getting. It's beautiful, Pile 3. That's amazing. Okay, let's get into your tarot and get some more info. What else Spirit wants to say? What else Spirit loves about you? Pile 3. We have the Knight of Wands. Seven of Pentacles. I don't know why I said 4. That's so weird. Four of Pentacles. Maybe that's the reason why I said it. That's hilarious. That's so funny. I was just apparently feeling that card. That is the Chariot in the reverse. And then the High Priestess. Perfect with intuition, right? How lovely, Pile 3. So my lovely, what I'm getting here about what else Spirit really loves about you here is your tenacity, your vigor for life, your enthusiasm for newness, for creativity, for new plans, like that's kind of what I'm getting. It's like new plans, setting new foundations. It's almost like setting up, lack of a better example, like little yurts, like a little town of like yurts. There's a station here for things, a station here for things, a station here for things. That's kind of the energy that Spirit's making me feel. Like you have so many hands in different baskets, in other words. And however this performing arts, creative arts expression of you comes out, it's about that sure footing, of that steady footing within the waiting and the patience, with this feminine energy. And this Four of Pentacles here, which I was interestingly getting, because I was really tapped into this faith in the process card. It's really making me feel this. It's more than patience. It's like a deep sense, a stillness so true that it doesn't feel like waiting. It's almost as if, like, if this is, I don't know why they're giving me this analogy, but if you walked up and there was one person sitting down there completely just sitting, and there's another person standing, that person who's standing would feel uncomfortable and they'd have to sit. Like, it's that kind of energy. It's like, what's your rush? Sit down. You know what I mean? Like, sit down and just absorb and take it in. This is that speed thing. Like, there's no rush. There's a surrendering. There's a faith in the process. I'm not pushing it forward. No matter how much money I make or don't make, how many people I end up not allowing, how many people end up actually seeing my work or not. This is a natural expression of who you are, and you truly honor it, is what I'm getting at. There is no real, goal is not the right word, but there's no real like looking for a specific type of achievement per se. It definitely can be like an internal thing when it comes to your own personal growth, but it's not like, for arts, like I would like to win the, I don't know, the music award for blah 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 blah. Sure, that can absolutely be a goal of yours, but that's not really the innate reason why you're creating. You know, like that's what I'm getting at. And you honor that expression of your creativity. I hope that makes sense. And again, there's no rush to it with this Chariot in the reverse here. There's no uncertainty too of which direction to go, so to speak. It's like there's very sure about the choice one has made. And that High Priestess is that deep knowing. It's like it only sort of comes out, that intuitive, linguistic type of vibe, you know? It's like you don't really speak about it per se, unless somebody asks you, don't get me wrong. But it's not something that you're like overly advertising. I don't know why I'm getting this, but there is some sort of treasure and sacredness to this creativity of yours, that not all of it is for the public. Not all of it is for monetary gratification or validation. You know, like a good chunk of why you do it is because you just freaking love it. Like you just love it, and there wouldn't be you without it and it without you. Like it's that kind of energy. It's really beautiful, pile 3. So Spirit loves your creative expression, your surrender, your intuition, your patience, your tenacity, your passion, your trust, your trust. That's amazing. Let's see what we have underneath the deck, pile 3. We have the 8 of Wands. Yeah, look at that. I'll know when it's ready to, when things are ready to speed up and pick up. You know, it's like, it's just right before you leave. Like, that's really what it is. It's like you need to sit until the time is exactly right. Yeah, 3 of Wands, until the time is exactly right. It's beautiful, pile 3. So my lovely collective of pile 3, oopsies, excuse me for hitting the camera. My lovely collective of pile 3s, what they love about you again is that risk taker that you are, that believer in the fate, believer in fate and destiny, surrendering to your intuition, trusting in the process, empowering yourself, highlighting the things that could change for you, for your betterment. Radiates this regal feminine energy, protector of others, protectors of your craft too. It's lovely. So, your final messages, pile 3. I was asking Spirit if there's anything else they wanted to say, something to prep you for or to be cautious of. We'll see. No, sis, how perfect. Like we said, a deep sense of knowing, knowledge, cycles, trust, cosmos, connected, like very spiritually sound, pile 3. Very spiritually sound. Continue to trust. That's what I would say with Gnosis. Like, just continue to trust. This deep knowing that is within. Keep surrendering. You will create and color the life how you want it. Slowly, step by step, but you will do it. And then the waker, the waker. Awareness and reflection. Look at this. It's like exactly it. That's it. Bringing awareness to the knowing. That's what Spirit is. Bring most of your attention and your awareness to the knowing and keep it at that. Don't look around yourself. You don't need to look down when you're walking that tightrope, you know? It's just like, know that you will get there regardless if you can see the next step. And I feel that you do this. I think that Spirit's just saying, just keep doing that and just remind yourself of that when and if you fall into that saboteur energy. So my beautiful collective, I hope that was helpful. I am sending you so much love. I hope you enjoyed hearing this because I love this about you, my collectives. Until next time, please keep wanting your lives. Ciao.